Welcome, Patrick DeWitt. We're here to talk about Yours Sincerely, Patrick DeWitt, which is a scheme that's been running in Longford and Cavan and Roscommon for the past few months as part of the Live Networks project with Correspondences group. Patrick, hello.
Hi, Danny.
You've been writing letters to people in one of the counties is my home county, Longford, but you've been writing letters to groups of people in rural Ireland, basically, over the last couple of months of lockdown. How have you found the experience?
Well, I didn't know really what to expect in the beginning, writing to a large group of people who I don't know, I've never met before. This seemed a bit daunting, and I remember sitting down and wondering what in the world I was going to share with these people. But I just began to ramble on the first day there, and it became just a part of my life where every day on Sunday I knew that I wasn't going to be working on any fiction or anything else other than that was sort of my lone task for the day, was to write to this group. And I began to really look forward to doing it, and it became somewhat of a reprieve from my own writing life, but it also was regenerative in some way. And anyway, it was very surprising to find that there was never really a shortage of things to discuss. And these are not particularly short letters, 4 or 5 page letters every week. There's always something to chat about, especially once after week 1, I began to get letters back. Mm. And then this really opened things up, and I began to sort of be able to put personalities to the locations. And that was the most surprising part for me, just how giving people were. After this initial letter, I just got sort of a wave of letters back, and men and women in isolation, discussing the reality of their situation, but also their histories. It was really, really surprising and lovely ultimately.
It's a very intimate thing, I guess, isn't it, letter writing?
It is, and it feels different than writing even a personal email. There's something about composing a letter. And then these letters were mailed to the individuals. They came through their mail slots. And I didn't know that was going to be, I thought it was just going to be a shared email, but then the fact that they were being printed and mailed was really special too. And a lot of the people that I spoke with over the weeks discussed that as something that they were looking forward to, the mailbox being typically the place where bills gather, or circulars or whatever. So a personal letter in the mail is not insignificant, especially during a time like this.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the people in the groups really enjoyed it. We did Zooms at the end. We had a virtual cup of tea with different people, and that was really nice to get to see their faces. I know they're excited to see you in person as well, but makes you think a little bit about, I guess, communication in general, especially now in the digital age. Part of the reason the venues wanted to do this was to reach out to people in the community who they felt especially may not be particularly engaged at this time, having gone through what's essentially a year now of lockdown in Ireland. So it was really lovely to see something special like that unfold behind the scenes almost.
Yeah, I think that especially with the Zooms, there was a sense of, it wasn't weepy or anything, but it felt emotional in a way. And I think that we're all feeling so isolated, and we're all lacking, physical touch and proximity to human beings. And even people who don't necessarily think of themselves as being social, I think, are missing this aspect of normal life. And so to feel connection with new people, for a stranger to become something like a friend during this phase of our lives was it just felt significant to me. And the Zooms, it wound up being really moving, seeing the people come to life. And I've been reading their letters, and now I see the faces, and some of them are just as I pictured them, some not so much. Some of them hadn't written, so I was meeting them for the first time. I mean, it's just the phenomenon of, it felt like life as usual, really, in a way, in that when we're not all locked away and hidden in our homes, you're out there meeting new people every day, and that's been taken away from us.
Yeah.
So to resume that tradition was fun for me, and I think, or I hope it was for the people who took part.
Oh, absolutely. I thought that was a lovely moment in one of the Zooms where a guy on the Zoom said, maybe when this is all over, we can all meet for tea, because I think
Wow.
that really showed in that moment too that there was a kind of a camaraderie in the group too, to be in a group. Each of the venues had done a call out or an invitation to these groups, and they were kept kind of intimate and relatively small. And I guess, like, we're always talking about creating community in the arts and that sense of intimacy, and I think that was achieved in this, even by them all being part of this group. Well, hopefully, Patrick, you will be visiting these venues in real life in September. I know it's been a really nice pre-engagement for them. So on behalf of the Backstage and Ramor and Roscommon Arts Centre, thank you for taking part.
Sure. Yeah, I can't wait to meet everyone in September. Thank you, Danny.